Hi everyone, welcome to Kesem at Home Gratitude with Flave edition. So excited to be here with you. So let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So we're going to do a couple things together today. And the first one is an introduction, get to know a little bit more about me, and hopefully give you some time to chat with the people who you might be in a room with as well. Then we'll talk about what is gratitude. I think it's a word that we've heard a lot, which is exciting. We're going to talk about what is it really, what are its components, and what are its psychological benefits and physical benefits for us as people. Then we're going to do an activity where you can practice gratitude, and then we'll say our goodbyes and set an intention for following up. So first of all, an introduction. Whoa, who is this lady? So I am Sydney Kastner. Some people call me Sid, some people call me Squid. Most importantly, at Camp Kesem, my name is Flave. So you can feel free to call me Flave. I use she, her, and hers pronouns. I am the director of well-being and growth at a really cool company called 4.0 Schools, where we work with people in the education sector. I'm also a coach, a consultant, and facilitator on psychological topics that have to do with well-being. So that's the thing that I most like to do, which is kind of what I'm doing with you all today. So thanks for being with me. So things that I love dogs. I just adopted a dog. His name is Chipwich, and you'll get to see a picture of him in a little bit. I love psychology. I love thinking about the brain. I love thinking about how it works. I love listening to podcasts, and I really love s'mores. I think s'mores were one of my favorite parts about camp. I don't know about you all, but love me a s'more. So let's go ahead and get into it. What is gratitude exactly? So one definition of gratitude is a feeling that happens when one person acknowledges that they received something valuable from another. So that is one way to think about gratitude. Something happens, you value it, and you express that value. So notice this definition has people in it. You can also express gratitude that doesn't have to do with another person. You can be grateful for the things that are around you. So we'll talk about that as well. So a lot of times we know someone is grateful when they say thank you. So if you hear someone say thank you or thanks, that's typically an expression of gratitude. They're expressing, ooh, you've given me something of value, and so I want to tell you that I am grateful by saying thank you. There are two really important pieces or components of gratitude. The first one, name the good thing that's happening. And the second one, recognize where it's coming from. So you're saying, ooh, this is a thing that I really like. And also the reason that it's here is because of this person or this thing. So here's an example. This morning, my friend made me s'mores pancakes. Yum. So I said, wow, these pancakes are delicious. Thank you for taking the time to make them. So let's dig into that a little bit more. The first component of gratitude is naming the good that's happening. I am saying the goodness here is these pancakes are delicious. As you can imagine, s'mores pancakes, they have chocolate, they have graham crackers, they have marshmallows. Like that is just everything I've ever wanted in a breakfast. So being able to say the good that's happening, which is delicious pancakes. And then the second piece is recognize where it's coming from. What's the source of the good? So I'm thanking them, I'm thanking that person directly. That person is the source of the good that's happening. So that's it, that's gratitude. I'm expressing this good thing that happened and where it came from. So yeah. What's so great about gratitude? Well, there's actually been a lot of studies on the good things that gratitude can bring you. It can strengthen your relationships, and that's strengthening relationships between the person you're sharing your gratitude with, also other relationships, because when you express gratitude, you're increasing your ability to have those strong relationships. It also motivates the receiver of the gratitude to do more kind things. So if you think about the example that I gave of my friend making s'mores, me telling them that I'm grateful, they're delicious, and I'm glad that they made them for me is gonna make them more likely to do kind things in the future, which makes a lot of sense, right? They're enjoying that warm, fuzzy feeling that they're getting from receiving the gratitude. It also improves sleep quality for the person who's expressing it. So me telling my friend that I am grateful for those pancakes, maybe not one time doing that expression of gratitude, but if I cultivate a habit of that, if I'm doing it multiple times for a couple weeks, multiple times a week for a couple weeks, I can actually experience better sleep. It can help me sleep longer, and it can help me get more quality sleep. I think that is just like seeing the direct connection between me expressing gratitude and then getting better sleep, which we know is essential for high functioning and happy people. It's pretty cool. The last one is makes us happier. It increases your levels of well-being for long amounts of time. So it's not just those positive emotions you get from giving or receiving gratitude. It's also increasing your well-being after that is happening, which is so cool. Whoa. So let's do an activity. Let's try it out. So what you're going to do is make a gratitude carl. Gratitude carl. So you could either do that. Really, you can do it any way that feels good to you. I know I'm going to take out my Kesem colored markers and I'm going to use construction paper, but you could do it however you want to. If you have scissors around, you could cut out things and paste them. If you would rather just draw directly on paper, that's totally fine. You can make this however you want to do it. So the basics of what you need is, let's count them together. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 9 circles inside of Carl. That is not the same amount of circles that is going to be in the Carl logo that you see, and that's totally fine. We're gonna allow Carl to be just a little bit different. He's going to be nice and flexible for us, so that we can use him in our gratitude activity. So what I'm going to do, because I chose markers and paper, is I'm going to copy this and make sure that I have 9 circles. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, and they don't have to be perfect. I love drawing things, and they're not usually the most perfect things, but I still get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Sometimes my circles are bigger than others. That's totally fine. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so not done yet because I need 9. So I need 3 more. 7, 8, 9. Bam, I have my gratitude carl. If you are feeling nice and excited and energetic and you want to add some flourishes to Carl, some decorations, do it. You can give him his little caterpillar antenna up here. If you want to give him some legs, you just knock yourself out, because your Carl can be as decorated as you want your Carl to be. I challenge you to make the coolest Carl. So I have my Carl. If you have not yet drawn your Carl, because you need some time to do that, you can go ahead and pause the video here until you have your Carl drawn. And again, if you would prefer to cut out your Carl, use your scissors, you could cut out circles and use some glue and glue them to a piece of paper. That is great too. If you would like to use your computer and create circles on your computer, you can do that. So you really have a choice of anything that you'd like to do. You can also use a paper and pen. You can also use sticky notes. You could stick them to something else. So feel free to go wild on what your Carl looks like and pause the video. Once you have your 9 circles and the decorations that you would like, go ahead and play again. See you soon. Oh, hey. Welcome back. Hopefully, if you've played this again, it means that you have your gratitude Carl and you are ready to get started with the activity. So basically, this activity is a bonus. It's a little BOGO, buy one, get one, because you are going to fill in these 3 circles today. You're going to fill in these 3 tomorrow, and you're going to fill these 3 the next day. So what you're going to fill those with is things you are grateful for. So some tips that you might want to consider. And the reason we're doing this is so we can get all of these benefits that we saw on this slide. We can have stronger relationships. We can motivate other people to do more kind things. We can have improved sleep, and we can be happier when we're grateful for the things that are around us. So tips for showing your gratitude. Be specific. Be as specific as possible. You don't want to just say, had fun. Had fun where? Who are you with? What was the reason you had fun? What were you doing? Can you be more specific with the word fun? What can you talk about your emotions that you felt? So there's a lot of different ways, excuse me, hiccups. You could be specific. Tip number 2, name names. Who are you grateful for? Did you have fun at the park with a friend? Did you have fun with your mom? What activity did you do with those people? And name those names, because then you can tell them about your gratitude and strengthen the relationship you have with them. Also, just make them feel good, make them feel warm and fuzzy. Tip number 3, do this with a loved one. Maybe help them. This could be a good thing to do at the end of the day with a parent or with a partner or with a friend, to say, these are the things I'm grateful for today. Try to keep it to what happened today, because that can help you as you're moving throughout the days to reflect on what you're grateful for. So here's an example. Today I took a walk with my friend Maggie, and we had a nice talk, and it made me feel loved. So that is what I'm going to write in my first circle of my coral. Notice how specific I named her name, my friend Maggie. I am saying that we took a walk. I'm grateful to be able to take a walk, grateful to have a body that felt good taking a walk today, and I felt loved. So that's my gratitude. So I have it in my coral on my screen, and I'm also going to write it here. So took walk with Maggie and had a nice talk where I felt loved. And I chose brown to fill in here because I thought it might be easier to see, but my brown marker is kind of running out. You can do whatever colors you'd like. So that's my first one, and I'm thinking specifically about just today. What happened today in Flave's life that I am grateful for? I told you, I promised you to get to see my dog. This is my dog, Chipwich. So Chipwich can finally, as of today, oh, he just heard me talking about him and he stood up. Did you hear his chain move? He can sit and he can lay down on command. Down, we're still getting a little used to, but I'm going to claim it that I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for our persistence. So I'm grateful for myself because I've been pretty patient and persistent. And I'm grateful for Chipwich because he really works at it every day. So what I would do is I'm going to take a marker. I love colors, so I'm probably going to take a different color. And I'm going to fill that in on the second circle of my gratitude coral. And I'm going to give you all 3 of my examples first, and then I will give you time to pause the video and you can fill in your 3 for today. My third one is you all. So I get to connect with my Camp Kesem friends today and also make some new ones, because I'm sure a lot of you watching this didn't go to the Camp Kesem at the University of Virginia between the years 2009 and 2012 like I did. So you're all new Kesem friends. And so I get to connect with you and I get to make new ones, which is definitely something I'm very grateful for. So I'm going to pick a different color and I'm going to draw that in the third little body part of my coral. So I'm filling my coral in one at a time. And remember, each day you're doing 3 things you're grateful for. So let's right now go ahead and pause the video and fill in the 3 things about today that you're grateful for. If it feels hard to come up with 3 things that you're grateful for, you can think of really small things. Really small things. Is there something that you ate that you appreciated? Is the fact that you had meals something you appreciated? So they can be things that don't have to stand out as much as these 3 things. I could say, you know what? I have a roof over my head today and I feel grateful for that. And that's great. You could pick whatever you like. And if you're having trouble coming up with things you feel grateful for, feel free to ask a friend, ask a parent, ask anybody. So go ahead and pause the video and fill in the 3 things that you were grateful for today. And the reason that I ask you to do 3 things is because there have been multiple studies on people reflecting on 3 things that they did every day and it bringing them those positive benefits. So 3 things. Go ahead and pause and then come back when you're done filling in your 3 things you're grateful for today. Welcome back. If you're watching me right now, it means you've already filled in the 3 things you're grateful for in your gratitude coral. So if you really liked this and you're like, let's take this up a notch, then you could do a couple of more things. So one thing, you could tell the people that you mentioned in your Carl that you're grateful for them and why. So if I go back to mine and I mention my friend Maggie, I could call Maggie or I could text Maggie and tell her, hey, I actually talked about you today in my list of things I'm grateful for. I was really grateful that for our talk because it made me feel loved. And that's going to help Maggie in my relationship. And it's also going to make her feel really good, right? So not only am I grateful for it, I'm telling her I'm grateful for it. And so she gets to experience those good things too. Another thing you could do is write a letter to someone about why you're grateful to them and give it to them. You could also do a picture, draw a picture, and paint a painting, write an explanation, make a phone call. It doesn't have to look a specific way, but that's another way that you could express gratitude if it feels good to you to express some gratitude. So now we're going to say our goodbyes. Our time together has ended. We're going to make a plan for future gratitude. So plans for completing my gratitude, Carl. One thing that's really important to get the benefits of gratitude is to do it, right? To express that gratitude. So I want to make a plan for when am I going to do this tomorrow and when am I going to do this the next day? I could also think about if I really enjoy it, when could I do it the following days? So when will you do your 3 Carl gratitude circles tomorrow? How will you celebrate when you're done? Because it's always fun to have celebration. And who will you tell about it? So I want you to think about those 3 things. And if you're using the handout, you could look at the bottom and fill those things in on the handout. That is very optional. You could think these things out loud. You could write them down, whatever you'd like to do. So go ahead and pause and think, when are you going to do your Carl gratitude circles tomorrow? How will you celebrate when you're finished? And who will you tell about it? So you can pause your video and complete those questions. All right, if you're back, it means you've already thought through these. So my examples were, I am gonna do my 3 Carl gratitude circles right after breakfast. Oh man, I thought we did it at the end of the day. You can do it whenever you want. You can do whatever you want, as long as you have 3 things that you're grateful for. So if I want to do mine after breakfast, I can do mine after breakfast. Want to do it after lunch? I really enjoy my time after breakfast because I have a nice cup of coffee. I'm usually sitting with my dog. And so that just feels like a good time for me. But you could do it at night. A lot of people do this right before they go to sleep. How will I celebrate when I'm done? I'm going to have my coffee. So I'm going to make sure that I do my next 3 Carl gratitude circles before I have my coffee. That is another great way to do habits, is to bundle them with things that you like. And who will I tell about it? Some of you all know my friend Goose. So Goose works for Camp Kesem, and I think that I'm going to have Goose be my accountability partner, and I'm going to tell her when I finish so that I can celebrate with her that I have finished. So now it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you so much for watching this, for spending time with me. If you have any questions, if anything felt confusing, you have any comments, or you just want to connect, there's my email, sydneymcastner@gmail.com. Again, my name is Flave from the University of Virginia. And that is my Instagram handle if you're interested in some positive psychology on Instagram. I'm just really happy to have met you all and to have had this time together. So thank you so much. And I hope that you enjoy your gratitude journey. Happy Kesem at home.